lecture in which we are going to learn how to customize our chat GPT. I know that a lot of people don't do that, but it gives you so much authority and so much power over chat GPT. You can actually customize it according to your need, and your answers that you get from chat GPT will be so much better when you do so. So yes, we are going to see how to customize our chat GPT. But before that, I want to address something that I intentionally skipped over in the previous lecture. So in the previous lecture, as you saw the walkthrough of the whole interface of ChatGPT, I intentionally skipped over two things. So let me address them first before starting to customize our GPT. And the first thing is basically a temporary chat. Now, what I'm going to do to explain that is simply that I'm going to press Shift Command and O to open a new chat. And here I have done that. Now, again, if you're using Windows, it might be a little different shortcut, but I believe it's going to be something to do with Shift and O. So yes, just hover over here and you will see what the shortcut key is. And even if not, you can just click either here or here to open a new chat. Now, the thing that we skipped was the temporary chat. Now, if I actually say anything to ChatGPT right now, everything will be sent to ChatGPT for training its models. But it might not always be nice. So if you want to ask a silly question, or you want to ask a question which might be slightly confidential and you do not want to share the data to ChatGPT, what you can do is simply click here and it will turn on a temporary chat for you. Now, anything I type here, hello, tell me how can I open a new company. So if I do that, this data will not be saved with ChatGPT. As soon as I close this tab or as soon as I actually go away from this chat, it is going to disappear. So you should actually be mindful as well, because if you want to save something, just, copy paste it somewhere. But usually it's a very good way of asking some silly questions or asking some questions which you might not be wanting to share with the ChatGPT training model. So yeah, it is telling me all of this stuff. That's exciting, starting a new company, define business idea, and all of that. But you know what? It's actually a lot of jargon, unnecessary jargon, which I do not really like. Hmm. Well, we are going to see a way of fixing it later. But let's move on to the second thing that we did not see, which is custom GPTs. Now, if I come here just below Sora, you can see there are GPTs. And if I click on it, I will be sent to custom GPTs. So discover and create custom versions of ChatGPT that combine instructions, extra knowledge, and any combination of skills. So basically what it is telling me is that I can have a GPT for my particular use case. So if I wanted to write something for me, I can just use this ChatGPT, or actually custom GPT. And there are a lot more. So if you want it for writing, if you want it for productivity, research and analysis, education, lifestyle, daily, and programming, I think that's all. So yeah, you can have a chat GPT for all of this stuff, a designated chat GPT. Now, again, we are going to see how we can create our own chat GPTs, but that is not possible as of now because we need a premium version. And if I actually click on create, it's not going to do anything. Get ChatGPT Plus to create and share your own GPTs. So yeah, this is something that we're going to see later. But just so you know that there, I believe, already exists a lot of chat GPTs which you can leverage for your own good. So again, for writing, there is Consensus. I believe it is for researching. There's Scholar GPT, enhanced research with 200 million plus resources. There's PDF Drive and a lot more. So I believe these are not really important, but yet there is one for astrology birth chart. There is one for fitness, which is, I believe, is really nice. There is humanized AI. There is image generator pro, and a lot more. Now, I believe there is some silly chat GPT as well, which is this one, Monday. It is created by ChatGPT team, and it is just a personality experiment. You may not like it. It may not like you. Okay, so if Monday was ChatGPT, this would be the one. So yeah, it's just a personality. If Monday was a personality, all right, cool, cool, cool. Makes sense. So there's coloring book hero, and there are a lot of chat GPTs which a person could use. Now, if I actually hover down, you can see that the previous one was a writing GPT, and now this is productivity. Now this is research and analysis, GPT Plus, Scholar AI, marketing research, and all of that. So yeah, there are a lot of custom GPTs which we are going to explore in the further lectures. So yes, that is something we are going to come to. But now coming back to the North Star of this particular lecture, which is how we can customize ChatGPT for our own good use. So in order to do that, what I'll have to do is I'll just have to click on my name here on the left bottom. And first things first, I want to go to the settings and turn on something which I had already turned on, but I want to show it to you again. So if I come here and go to personalization, I can either have ChatGPT save my memory or not save it. So since I have already turned them on, it's gonna reference the past conversations and past memories that I had shared with ChatGPT. Now there is one thing that we should talk about before moving forward, that it is very misunderstood how memories are saved with ChatGPT. So this memory is something that I want to talk about before we move on to actually personalizing our ChatGPT. That memories are very misunderstood. All right, ChatGPT doesn't automatically remember everything you say. It only saves big, meaningful details when you actually turn this on. You will always get a heads up before anything is saved, and also casual ideas, random opinions, and one-off chats are not remembered unless you approve them. All right. So even if you turn them on, a lot of things that you believe will be saved won't be saved. It will only save something that is actually meaningful. All the meaningful details will be saved. So maybe like if you are starting a startup and all the ideas related to them, they might be saved. But if you are just asking it any opinion, then they won't be saved. So yeah, memories are often misunderstood. Don't worry, it doesn't save a lot of your data. But again, remember that all of this is actually shared with ChatGPT for their training. So if you are asking it something that is somewhat confidential, then just turn on the temporary chat so that it doesn't get shared to ChatGPT. And again, there is an important limit that you should know, that memory does not track your tone, writing style, or format preferences. That's handled through the custom instructions, which we are going to see later. And memory settings are account wide across web, mobile, and desktop, and stay active until you update or clear them. And one more thing is that memory settings are account wide. All right. So if you are either using ChatGPT on your phone or your desktop app or website, it will all be similar everywhere unless you update or clean them. All right. So if I actually check this, if I actually go to manage, it hasn't saved anything for me, but you might actually see some conversations which ChatGPT thought were important, and they would be saved here in the memories. So yeah, turn these both on so that you can reference past conversations and past memories, and it will make your ChatGPT experience much better. Now coming to the real personalization, which you can do through here. All right. If you go to customize ChatGPT here, you can customize a lot of things. You can basically tell ChatGPT how it should behave with you. And that is exactly what I'm going to show to you. So in the previous lecture, I put my name as boss, which I thought is very actually, rude. So I removed it. And also I told it that I'm an AI instructor. Also, I have removed all of that. I have removed everything from here because I want to start afresh. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So what should ChatGPT call you? It should call me Kunal, which is my first name, real name. I am not a level 10 mage. I am not from pharma sales. I am an AI instructor. Instructor, if I could just spell it properly, AI instructor, designing courses for students. So yes, this is what I do. And again, this is completely exclusive to me. You put here whatever you want for your own good. So if you are a creative person, if you are working with UI UX, if you are a coder, if you are a business owner, you should put that. What do you do? And also, when I talk about what trait should ChatGPT have, that is also completely to your own accord. Whatever you want ChatGPT to behave as, you can have it there. Now we are going to come to this part later because again, I'm going to show a lot of things around here. But before that, I want to talk about this particular thing. What personality should ChatGPT have? So I have set it as default and I'm going to keep it as default. All right. But there are some other personalities as well. So if you're a creative person, you might want either listener or nerd. Or if you are like a business owner, you might go for cynic or robot. Again, it depends completely on you. I will keep it on default because what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the traits of what I want ChatGPT to have in this particular section. But again, you can just change the personality and it will behave like you want. So cynic is basically critical and sarcastic. It will tell you this is where you are mistaking. A robot is efficient and blunt. Listener is thoughtful and supportive, and nerd is exploratory and enthusiastic. I want none of that, and I also want all of that. I want it to be efficient. I want it to be thoughtful. I want it to be exploratory. So, yes, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell it what traits it should have. Now, I have decided what traits I want it to have according to myself, but again, this is something that you should customize according to you. So, I'm going to show you what all you could add, and then you can decide what all traits you want ChatGPT to have. So, what I want from ChatGPT is I want it to use a sharp and professional tone without any unnecessary jargon. Siri. Oh, I typed properly. Yeah, unnecessary. The spelling's right, and I don't want to have any unnecessary jargon. I wanted to keep the answers concise, so that's what I'm going to type. Keep answers concise and clear cut. All right. So this makes a lot of sense. Now I want to add some additional instructions as well. So I want it to not have any overly formal tone. Don't sound overly formal. And also I wanted to have an expert tone. So I will tell it that keep your tone like that of an expert and sound confident. So yeah, this is how I want my ChatGPT to behave. Now, if you are a creative person, you might want something else. So you know what? I'm gonna show everything to you because again, I might ask it some creative questions. I might ask him some questions related to coding. I might ask it some questions related to business. So I can customize it to however I want. Like I can tell it that if I ask a business question, then this is how you should respond. If I am asking a creative question, then this is how you should respond. So I can customize it completely. So I'm going to type everything down and then I'm going to show it to you. All right. All right. So I have typed everything, like all the traits I want ChatGPT to have, and I'm going to show it to you how I want it to be. So I want it to have a sharp professional tone without any unnecessary jargon, keep the answers concise and clear cut. Don't sound overly formal, but keep your tone like that of an expert and sound confident. Be a little witty as well, because I like witty responses. Now, also, I have told it that if I ask a creative question, let the creativity flow, but keep the answers concise. If I ask a business related question, try to answer in a SWOT analysis manner. Now, if you are a business owner, you would know what is SWOT. So it is strength, weakness, opportunity and threat analysis, and we are going to see what it is later. And if I ask a coding related question, add comments within the code explaining exactly what it is doing. And if I ask a technical question relating to technology, explain to me as if I am a 10th grader while still being factually aligned. So these are the traits that I want ChatGPT to have in every condition, and there could be more. So if you are a teacher, you would want something else. If you are a HR manager, then you would want something else. But yes, this is how you can tell ChatGPT that this is how they should behave in certain conditions. And if I ask any question to it, it will respond to me in the manner I have told it to. So yeah, this is really nice. I also took inspiration from all of this. So I wanted to be a little witty. I want it to be straight shooting. I want it to be a forward thinking. And also, there are a lot of options which you can explore from. And it's gonna make your responses that you get from ChatGPT so much better. Now, don't copy paste all of this. Just understand how I am telling it to respond, and you can draw your inspiration from that. You can understand how you want your ChatGPT to behave. So, yes, this is how you can customize it. And now there is one more part which we can customize. And for that, I mean, whether you add it or you don't add it, it doesn't really matter. But I also want to add something here. So I'll just do that. It is basically that I like answers concise and in a bulleted format. In a bullet format, yeah. All right, that's pretty much it. Now, in the advanced section, there's nothing much to add because It is already, everything is there. So web search, code, canvas, and advanced mode, all of the things that I want are there. So now if I save it and ask questions to my chat GPT, it is going to answer me in the way I want it to. So actually, let's just try it. I'll go back to talking text again and I'll open a new chat now. So shift command and O. And if I ask it, write me a code to make a Fibonacci sequence. Yeah. All right. That sounds fine. And I want it in Python. So in Python, I'll just say that. Now, again, this is not the best way of talking to the chat GPT, but I'm just trying something out. So write me a code to make a Fibonacci sequence. Here's a clean Python code. And here are all the comments that I want. Now let's try something else. I want to ask it a creative question. So tell me some creative mood board ideas. I hope it gives me some creative answers, but keep them concise. So let's try that as well. Tell me some color storyboard, texture play. Yes, it is giving me bullet points. So that's pretty nice. And it all the answers you see, they are very concise. So yeah, if I asked it normally, it would have given me a lot of jargon, unnecessary jargon. But now you see, all the answers that I want are so concise. Like, it has still, it has told me that I should have a color storyboard. And you see, just told me what it is about. Now, actually, let's try to ask it a very technical question. Explain me about K nearest neighbors. If I can spell it properly, I have spelled it properly. And explain me about K nearest neighbors. All right. Let's break down K nearest neighbors. It is giving me bulleted points. KNN is a machine learning algorithm used for classification and sometimes regression. All right. It works on the idea of things that are similar stay close together. So I told it to explain it to me in a manner that it would be for a 10th grader. And you see, it has added those points. It is explaining to me as if I'm a 10th grader, things that are similar stay close. And that is exactly what K nearest neighbors are. So yeah, it sounds pretty nice. It has given me a concise answer, and I believe it has also done a SWOT analysis, which I did not expect it to do. But all right, I mean, if it is telling me, that's pretty good. Super simple, easy to understand, no training step needed. It just stores data and compares. All right, it has explained it to me really well. Let's ask a business related question as well. Tell me, if I open a gym today, how much should how much savings should I have? Yeah, that makes sense. Savings should I have? All right. Let's see if it does a SWOT analysis. Mid-tier initial costs. All right. Okay. Running costs. It's telling me a lot of things. Savings rule, and it hasn't given me a SWOT analysis. So I will have to ask it exclusively to do a SWOT analysis. If I just press SWOT analysis, it will do that for me. There's a SWOT analysis. All right. It's not telling me how I want it to, but yeah, it is actually, I believe it has already done that for me. So space, lease and deposit, all of that. Thumb rule, if you want to open a gym today, you should ideally have 550 lakhs to 1 crores. All right. Okay. And here it has done SWOT analysis for me. Okay. To be really honest, it wasn't that of a business question. I should have asked it something related to an already existing model, but I'll give the props to ChatGPT for accommodating to my needs. And it has answered to me exactly how I have wanted it to. So that's really nice. And you can customize your ChatGPT according to yourself. It's gonna be so much better. So yes, that's pretty much it for this lecture. We have understood how we can customize our ChatGPT for our own good. You can do the same for yourself, but keep in mind, don't just copy me. Customize it according to how you like. And from the next lectures, we are going to see how we can prompt effectively so that the outputs that we get are so much better. As of now, I have asked only some silly questions. I haven't really given it a good prompt, but we'll understand how we can do better prompting from the next lectures. And I'm really excited for that. So yes, stay tuned. I will catch you in the next lecture. Till then, bye.